We're at the York Health Center, and we're with Still Kickin LA.
Or this was just a class. I was in a leadership class, and they said, join something with your community and something that you love doing and put it together. And that's all it was supposed to be, like a 3-month class, and end with a big Academy Award show. So now it's just kind of come up where the York has actually said, we want to know if you'll stay longer.
When Still Kicking first came in, I was very drawn back by what they do. I know that they're doing it on their own. The minute they walked in and the first show that was done, I offered to help out from my own personal pocket, how I could help them and fund it for my residents. And I was very impressed, and I actually took it all the way up, and we were able to fund them to help our residents and continue this movement.
It doesn't have to be about watch me, show me, everyone look at me. It's about doing the right thing and knowing that it's helping someone else, and you don't have to. If you never get recognized for it, that's fine.
And in order to bring community together, we all have to take a little tiny step.
It grounds you more and gives you some more perspective, and I get to meet and talk to people that I probably normally wouldn't.
I feel useful. I know that coming in here, the good that I'm doing every day.
You are part of that whole action of helping other people.
And it's so funny because I never thought of it that way. I just thought, for my own selfish reasons, come because I enjoyed the residents and they are my friends. And that's when I realized I was making, someone else happy. Someone was thinking about me in kindness and wondering where I was.
Why do you think it's important for young people to engage with older people?
I don't think of it in terms of young and old. I just think it's about people being with people. And there are certain communities that get forgotten about, and I think the senior community gets forgotten about. You can kind of hear it, people will talk to a senior citizen in a baby voice. I think that people don't understand. They're a little scared. It's like talking to a little child. You get a little scared sometimes. And I just kind of wanted to get rid of that stigma.
We have television telling us we need a new TV. We need a new iPhone. Now, we've got a perfectly good one, the 7, and the 10 comes out. Mm-hmm. And we need to get that. Mm-hmm. We need a new car because the one we have is disposable.
Yeah.
Do you think people are disposable to other people?
Yeah, I do. I think...
Why is that?
I don't know. I think it's easier that way for some people. You look at this generation where everyone's in their phone. No one really looks up. And I think that people don't want to deal with major issues at hand because it's hard work. But I'd rather come here on a Friday and make people feel wonderful and make people feel like they have purpose and look forward to us, and they're not disposed of, and they're important to me. This is Jolly James.
Hi.
This is Ann.
Where are your bongos?
Oh, they're in the room in the
He's in our band.
Good.
Yeah.
I saw you on the video playing the bongos. That's why I asked.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah,
should burn
very
that now.
You're
amazing.
A star. Were you a musician when you were young?
Yeah,
What did you play?
drums,
Really?
bongos, whatever you had.
Do you work with any big bands?
We opened in the park. They used to have those park concerts,
Yes.
and 2 or 3 of the local groups would be like with Steely Dan or the Doobie Brothers. I was in a couple
really?
of those.
Oh, that's nice. Music brings all of us together.
Oh yeah,
Doesn't
it is.
Yeah.
I was taking a course, and it was a leadership course.
Yes.
And I thought, how exciting would that be in the leadership course to create something? Yeah. And in the leadership course, they said, well, why don't you pick something in your community that you love to do, mixed up with something that you personally love to do? Mm-hmm. I love coming here to hang out with all of you guys. I also love being an actress and being an acting coach. Yes. And I decided, let's put this together. And we've been coming here every week.
And how long?
We've been coming here now for 4 months.
It's coming. I haven't played it. Wow.
Richard, how long have you been coming?
from the beginning. From the beginning. Yeah.
Oh, I think that's so great of you.
Oh, thank you.
Have you been a musician all your life?
I've been a musician all my life. I went to Howard University, played trumpet there.
Yeah.
And then I went on the road with a couple of people,
Like,
like Johnny Taylor and Gladys Snyder.
oh,
People
really?
like that. And then I became a producer, music producer.
Yes.
And I produced for Diane Warren, a songwriter.
Yes.
Yeah. And so from there, when my kids left the house and I got rid of them, I decided to be an actor.
Oh, no kidding.
That's why I'm here. So
So you're
that's my story.
multi-talented.
Yeah, that's my story right there. I get more out of it than they do. I know it warms my heart, and plus I know that it's the type of thing that you do that goes further. It makes you feel good when you walk into an audition to know, you know what I'm saying, to know that you've given back, that you make a
You do give
difference.
back.
You make a difference.
And you do make
know.
a difference.
So what do we do every Friday? We're here with you guys, right? Yes. And you remember who we are, right? Yeah. We're Still Kickin! And you know, the reason that we come here to be with you is not only because we're actors and we love doing that, but we love being here with you. We love talking to you. We love having a good time with you, and we learn so much every time we come back. So I just really want to give a big hand of applause to you, the Celebrity Club. We're just happy to be here, and today, our leader for the day is Cameron!
How long have you been doing this?
Well, I've been with Tanya from the beginning.
And why are you doing it?
Why am I doing this?
Yes.
Well, it's a whole other story in that. This began as an incredible service opportunity for me. I've just, very long story short, I've been, actually as of tomorrow, sober for a year.
Good for you.
Yeah, I've been in recovery. And my program of recovery is very much about being of service, finding ways to be of service, especially ways that I feel can utilize my abilities, which are then much more fulfilling for me. So I work weekly with the Miracle Project, which is a program that uses theater and improv to help autistic children improve their interaction and socialization skills. And so an actress that I was doing a play with, who knows Tanya, knew that I do that and said, well, Tanya, I think you'd be perfect for doing this.
I see that you're a person who believes that it's important to have a purpose in life.
Absolutely. And if your passion and your purpose can be one and the same, then that's really, I think, the key to happiness right now for me.
Do you see the value in young people working with older people?
Absolutely.
What do you get out of it?
What do I get out of it as a somewhat younger person?
You are younger. To me, you're younger.
For me, it's engaging with particularly this demographic. Mm-hmm. It's engaging with people who, not necessarily forgotten, but I think there's an assumption that they're taken care of. A lot of people think if they just have the TV and a sunlit window, that's going to be enough for them, but it just really isn't. I mean, that's not enough for me. I don't think it's enough for you. And so even just coming in here an hour a week we're bringing in outside, we're bringing in our energy, we're bringing in our vitality, which I really think comes across to them. You see residents, you were interacting with Jolly James today, who may have never thought he'd ever be banging on drums again with other musicians. And here he is. He's now a de facto member of our troupe. It's
Look what
amazing.
you've done for him.
Absolutely.
What has he done for you?
What he's done for me is, I feel useful. It's a validation that it really helped me find a validation within myself. Not so much that I need somebody else telling me a good job, but here I am. I know that coming in here, the good that I'm doing every day.
So let's warm up, you guys. I always like to get the blood flowing a little bit with some crazy eights, right?
That's right.
So you know how we do. Let's start off with the right arm, move it around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Why did you pick older people?
You're gonna make me cry. I think It's my grandmother. I loved her very much, and she actually just passed away. And
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry too. She was fortunate enough to be with her daughter to the very end, but there are times she had to go into a nursing home or she had to go into a facility, and I would see people just waiting around, like just waiting sort of to die, it felt like. And this over here at the York Center was a place I never felt that. They are so engaged in their activities. They love what's going on. I mean, they're amazing activity directors. And when I was interviewing places to come to, a lot of places turned me down. And over here they didn't, but she said the reason that people are turning you down is because everyone wants to get involved with senior citizens and come in here, and they don't show up. They're not reliable. And that's the one thing I didn't want to be, is I didn't want to be not reliable. So Still Kickin came. My grandmother,
Yes.
whenever I used to call her up on the phone and just say, hey, Grandma, how are you?
She said,
Still kicking. And that's exactly what she used to say. She'd be like, oh, beautiful, I'm still kicking. And I just thought, wow, no matter what stage she was in her life or how she was feeling or what was going on, she was still kicking.
I think that's beautiful. Are we all still kicking? Yes. Hi, Jacob. Tell me, how did you get involved with Still Kickin?
I was doing some acting classes with Tanya, and in that, we talked about doing, some volunteer work somewhere or doing something for the community. So yeah, she brought me in, and I stayed.
Do you listen to their stories? Do you find out who they are?
Yeah, it's amazing. Listen, I mean, I'm fascinated by anything that we generally talk about, because so many people have so many just life experiences. I think if you stop and talk to people, everyone's got something of value that they can share with you, which is so cool.
Yeah. So your experience grows, and you think that makes you a better actor?
Absolutely. I think the more information, the more people you meet, things to draw from in that aspect, absolutely.
D-O-W-N, that's the way you get down.
Hey, Richard!
What?
Hey, Richard!
What?
Show us how to get down!
Show us how to get down. D-O-W-N, that's the way you get down.
We'll get them balanced with a yoga session from Yogi Lorvay. I'll put on some nice, calming, relaxing, meditative yoga music, and Lorvay will create some very unique yoga poses off the top of her head that are conducive for our less ambulatory participants.
How did you get involved in the program Still Kickin?
Oh, a friend of mine, Richard, he was telling me all about it. I told him, I said, I need something to do. I said, between auditions and things like that, I can't just sit here. I need to, have some energy going. And he said, hey, why don't you join me on Friday? And I said, well, what are you doing on Friday? He said, just come on out to the York Center and we'll show you all about it. I didn't know it was improv at first until I got here and I started doing the improv. And I'm not one who has a lot of experience in improv, but this has been quite the experience, quite the adventure. And to see the smiles on all their faces is pretty cool.
The beauty is that you are just a ripple in a pond of water. And that ripple gets stronger and stronger with each person that does the kind of thing that you're doing. And it has to change things, because there are people out there that one of the things our show Ann Ass tries to do is to highlight people who are doing things quietly without any attention, that are helping somebody else. So what you're doing is very important.
Thank you.
You are part of that whole action of helping other people.
And it's so funny because I never thought of it that way. I just thought, for my own selfish reasons, come because I enjoyed the residents and they are my friends and I enjoy seeing them. And at first I was really bummed because I was feeling really down one day and I came in, I said, oh, it's not making a difference. And one of them said, hey, Lorvay, you didn't come last week. I missed you. Where were you? And I said, oh my God. He remembered who I was. And that's when I realized I was making someone else happy. Someone was thinking about me in kindness and wondering where I was.
And missed you.
Yeah, it really got to me because I was feeling really down that day. And I was just like, oh, no one cares, no one, And then when he said that, I was like, that was the message I really needed to hear. And it was great. Yeah.
My name is Chirag, but in the facility I'm known as Chi.
Chi.
Yes.
Hi, Chi.
Pleasure to meet you.
Tell me your job here.
My main job is business development, admissions, but I also work with the social workers, and I'm the doctor's liaison to the patients.
Do you think that Still Kickin serves a purpose?
You know, when Still Kicking first came in, I was very drawn back by what they do. I know that they're doing it on their own and things like that. And the minute they walked in and the first show that was done, I offered to help out from my own personal pocket how I could help them and fund it for my residents. And I was very impressed, and I actually took it all the way up, and we were able to fund them to help our residents and continue this movement. So it's amazing.
You think it is a movement?
Well, it's a movement for my residents because it puts a smile on their face. And anytime you put a smile on someone's face, it's an absolute movement. So we want this program to continue, and we're going to do everything we can to make sure.
That's great.
Yeah.
How are they after the program's over? Do you think they have more energy, that they're more alive than...
Well, Fridays here, I tell everybody, is a big party. Still Kicking starts it off.
Yes.
And then right after that, we have like a music band come in. And then we have like Bible study. So they have something to do all day. It's like really TGIF here.
Yeah.
But they're the ones that kick it off, and they get in good spirit, and they're ready to go.
We're going to play my favorite game called Loser Ball. Now, James, what is the only rule in this game?
Don't catch.
You cannot catch the ball! All right, but when someone does not catch the ball, when someone makes a mistake, what are we going to do?
Encourage
We're
them.
going to encourage them. So after somebody does not catch the ball, here it comes, Richard!
Oh!
Good job.
Oh, Richard. But the piano is just top notch
You're a
today.
great player. You're a great player.
Okay, thank you so much. Here comes the ball, Lovey. It's for you, baby.
Go on, look.
I think it's important to be an honest, caring individual that knows how to connect. And if that is purpose, just having tea with you every morning because it makes us feel good, then that's good enough for me.
What's the best thing, do you think, about growing old?
About growing old, not having the pressure to be a certain way, to look a certain way, just knowing that I have so much wisdom. I've gone through so many different phases in my life that I don't have all these expectations anymore.
I think the good part of it is knowing that I would like to believe that I would have lived my life to the fullest. I would have raised my family and done, wonderful things and have so many memories to pass down. Maybe some traditions. I don't really have any now, but I'm hoping that by that time I would be able to just have my legacy pass on.
What do you think the best thing is about being old?
I think it's having experience and having to know that you made mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. Don't beat yourself up, right? And they tell me that all the time. Keep your smile, because it's okay to learn mistakes. And I think that's what comes with age is experience.
What is the best thing you think about growing old?
Growing old. Just living life and being happy, and they're here and they're still kicking.
Best thing about growing old will be the experiences that you get in life and the lessons we learn.
You know, like you know what you are, you know what you like, and you just do whatever you want. So I think kind of that confidence that some old people have, just like they're like, look, this is me, this is it. I'm not changing. I'm gonna enjoy myself. I think that's what everybody hopes to get to earlier in life than later.
I mean, I'm at the point now, I'm 36 years old now, and so, especially in this past year of mine, so there's things that I've learned along the way that I'm able to pass down to other people in similar situations as myself. And at the same time, there are people who've been doing things for a lot longer than me that I can reach out to. So, yeah, it's just an idea of just community. And I think as you grow older, you really recognize the communities that you have and how integral you can be in that community, your place in it, that you don't necessarily have to be alone.
Thank you. That's beautiful.